Chapter 91. Tell everything you know, tell everything you know. You are listening at novelfull.audio. But he can be regarded as a person who has gone through strong winds and waves. Women can also treat illnesses and save people. It's not a big deal, so he quickly took the mask into his hands. I don't know what to call this girl, he asked. My surname is Liu. Lin Caisang replied lightly. Mr. Liu, if you have any other orders, I'll take care of them while I'm in the county this time, said Captain Wei. Are you going to Qianlin County? Hearing this, Lin Caisang was stunned for a moment and immediately frowned. Captain Wei, I suggest you not to go to the county. Not only can you not go, but everyone in Hongling town cannot leave. From now on, everything the town needs must be solved by themselves. She explained. According to her, this is a serious disease area in the town. Anyone who has been to Hongling town may be infected with the disease here. If they move back and forth again and spread the disease to Qianlin County, there will be big trouble. Of course, except for medicines. Once I diagnose the cause of this disease, all the medicines will be available. No hard work, no hard work. Your Excellency sent me here. Isn't this the right thing to do? Wei Cap-tu said immediately, as long as he can save the people of Hongling town, he can do anything. Besides, someone will pay for the medicinal materials, and he is just running errands. Thinking about it, he glanced sideways at Mr. Gong beside him. Mr. Liu, I wonder what's going on in Hongling town. Can you tell anything? He asked Lin Caisang. Not yet. Lin Caisang shook his head. He also glanced at Master Gong aside and smiled lightly. No, I just want to ask Mr. Gong for a clear explanation of the source of this disease. After all, this is a disease passed down from the Gong family. Well. Master Gong was so numb when she saw him that he could only hold on to a smile. Miss Liu, please tell me everything I know. With Captain Wei staring at him, how could he not say anything? Captain Wei had taught him a good lesson before and brought him the words of the county magistrate. According to the wishes of the county magistrate, if the illness cannot be controlled this time, no one in the Gong family can escape. Every one of them will be killed, and even their ancestors will be discredited. He hasn't lived enough yet and doesn't want to die like this. That's good. Lin Caisang nodded. Captain Wei, please find someone to make the masks I mentioned as soon as possible. Also, gather all the spirits in the town and cover every corner with clean cloth strips. Okay, I'll go right away. Captain Wei took the mask and went to do errands. Master Gong, please come over here. Let's sit down and talk slowly. There is still time. Lin Caisang looked at Master Gong and said, after listening to her words, Mr. Gong secretly twitched the corner of his mouth, but he had no choice but to sit down. After a while, Captain Wei also handed over the matter to others and came over to stare at Master Gong, because he knew that Mr. Gong looked like an honest man, but he could not be more cunning. Otherwise, Hongling town would not be in the current situation. It can be expected that after these disasters are over, Mr. Gong wants to stay in Hongling town. That is impossible and the people in the town will not agree. However, that is all a story for later. Master Gong, is this all there is? Lin Caisang asked Master Gong. Chapter 92. Is it too much? You are listening at novelfull.audio. It is not difficult to hear from Mr. Gong's words that he is hiding something. He is just telling how his son was infected with the disease for no reason, and there was no sign before. As for what his son did before he got sick and who he had contacted, he claimed that he didn't know. That's all I know. Mr. Gong replied. Oh, is that so? Lin Caisang sneered. Since Mr. Gong doesn't know, I think there must be someone in the Gong family who knows about it, right? Captain Wei, please take someone to the Gong family and bring the mother of the young master and all the servants who were once trusted here. I want to ask them one by one. What? Mr. Gong was shocked when he heard her words, and his face turned green. Miss Liu, you are doing this too much, right? Mr. Gong, do you think I really went too far? Lin Caisang raised his voice and asked him back. Everyone who gets sick has a cause. This is the most important thing for doctors to treat and save people. If we don't even know the cause, how can we treat it? Why don't you teach me, Mr. Gong? This. Mr. Gong was blocked by her words, his face flushed, and he reacted after a long while. But my son is dead, and it's too late to investigate now. Mr. Gong, forgive me for being blunt, I didn't suggest that Captain Wei dig the body of Master Ling out of the grave for examination, which is the greatest kindness. Lin Caisang said bluntly. You know, the lives of so many people in Hongling town are in danger, all caused by Master Ling alone. Of course, there is also Mr. Gong's contribution. She did not give Mr. Gong a chance to speak, and continued. Now, Mr. Gong was speechless. Yes, all this was caused by their Gong family. If it really came down to reason, their Gong family would only be beaten and scolded. Miss Lu, do you want me to order someone to take Mr. Gong's? When Captain Wei heard her words, he immediately thought of Mr. Gong's body. Perhaps this is really a good suggestion. If you dig up Mr. Gong's body, maybe you can find the cause of the disease. Captain Wei. Mr. Gong was stunned when he heard what Queen Wei said. They really want to move his son's grave. The burial place is his family's ancestral grave. If the soil is moved, their family will be in big trouble in the future. This is absolutely not allowed, but he also knew that if Lin Caisang was determined to do this, Captain Wei would do it no matter what. For Queen Wei, their Gong family is nothing. What about me? Mr. Gong, I advise you to be kinder. Captain Wei glared at Mr. Gong fiercely and snorted. Just now, I heard Mr. Gong say so many random words, but none of them hit the point. It was obvious that he deliberately didn't want to mention those ugly things. He was angry at the moment, and there was no guarantee that he would do something. Miss Lu, if you need. No need. Lin Caisang shook her head. Moving the grave is something that will only be done when it is absolutely necessary. She is not at that point yet. Please gather all the people in the Gong family together. I want to ask them one by one. I don't believe that anyone will get such a strange disease for no reason. It is said to be poison, and it is also a disease. It is said to be a disease, but it is also poison. Even she is confused when she sees it. I accompanied my daughter to recite ancient poems last night, and forgot to upload it in advance. I am really sorry for everyone. Sorry. Chapter 93 Willing to Serve. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Also, I'll prepare a prescription here later. I'd like to ask Mr. Wei to grab a few pills first and find one who is seriously ill and one who is mildly ill to test the medicine. I think everyone will be willing to come over. Okay, I'll do it right away. Captain Wei responded, glared at Mr. Gong fiercely, and then left. Miss Lu, you are busy now, so I won't disturb you. First. Seeing that the person he was afraid of left, Master Gong also wanted to find an excuse to leave. He thought that the scandal of the Gong family must not be exposed by a few servants, and he had to go and give him a good warning first. But who is Lin Caisang? How could he not see Master Gong's little thoughts? He raised his eyes and smiled at Mr. Gong with a smile on his face. I'm not busy, I'm not busy. If Mr. Gong has nothing to do, would you like to chat with me for a while? It's boring for me to be alone here. This. The corners of Mr. Gong's mouth twitched seriously several times. He and Lin Caisang had something to talk about, and they were not familiar with each other. Didn't she already know that he didn't want to talk about those things? Could it be that he wanted to inquire around the corner? After being the head of the family for so many years, dealing with outsiders is not in vain. He still knows what to say and what not to say, but at the same time, Master Gong also knew what Lin Caisang meant, which was that he didn't want him to see his servants. I still have patients at home, so I really can't stay any longer. If Miss Lu wants to find someone to chat with, the other gentleman should be very happy. He said bluntly. Yeah. Lin Caisang's eyes turned cold and he smiled coldly. Master Gong is in a hurry to explain something to those servants and let them know everything about me and Captain Wei, right? Huh. Since this person is so shameless, what else can she do? You're being polite. Master Gong choked, his eyes flickering, and he dared not look directly at Lin Caisang. The phrase, "tell everything you know and tell everything," was definitely meant to ridicule him, because he just said these 8 words, but he didn't tell the truth after that, and he knew it full well. In other words, Master Gong is also thinking about Mr. Ling and wants me to take a look at him, right? Master Gong. Lin Caisang asked again. Upon hearing her words, Mr. Gong's eyes suddenly widened and he stared at Lin Caisang hatefully. Master Gong, there is no need to be so surprised. I just guessed in my heart and said whatever I said. If Master Gong really cares about Mr. Ling, I think Captain Wei will be happy to help you with this, and I will also be happy to do my best. Lin Caisang said again. Master Gong was so angry with her that his whole body was shaking. She was openly threatening him. How could he, a dignified gentleman who was so much older than Lin Caisang, be threatened by a little girl? Miss Lu, do you know that more than half of the county government's bounty this time comes from my Gong family? Naturally, he would not allow outsiders to threaten him. If he wanted to threaten him, it would depend on whether Lin Caisang had the ability. He asked Lin Caisang with a cold face, as if he were treating a clown. Of course I know this. Lin Caisang didn't fight with him and nodded directly. Then you still dare. But isn't that what it should be? That just when Mr. Gong's momentum suddenly increased and he wanted to laugh at Lin Caisang, he heard Lin Caisang speak again. I was just thinking, this county magistrate is too kind. If this happened to me and so many people were harmed, I would certainly confiscate the culprit's home and make him never stand up again. Just let him. It's really a bargain for him to offer such a small amount of money, don't you think so, Mr. Gong? Chapter 94. I won't let you stay for a moment longer. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Well, Mr. Gong choked heavily, his face suddenly turned the color of pig liver, and he couldn't help but swallow. Miss Lu, you don't stay here with me anymore. Mr. Gong, I'm very busy and I really don't have time to play these tricks with you here. But there is one sentence you should listen to. If you want to be petty again, my mouth is not a vegetarian, I will definitely make you unable to eat it and even take it home with you. Lin Caisang's eyes were sharp and his whole body was filled with pressure, covering Master Gong's entire body. You and I. Master Gong raised his hand and wiped the cold sweat on his forehead with his sleeve, and his back was already soaked. After talking for a long time, I realized that this little bumpkin girl who looked completely unimpressive was actually a powerful character. Before, she wanted to pretend to be a pig and eat the tiger, so she didn't show her true abilities. Now that this momentum was revealed all of a sudden, it really shocked him into a cold sweat. There is nothing that I want to know that I can't know yet. Master Gong, you have to know that I am a doctor. Even if I can cure diseases, I can also poison. If you want me to speak, that's not very good. It's an easy thing, you say, isn't it? Lin Caisang looked at him coldly and asked. Yes, yes. Mr. Gong could only respond. So, Master Gong, you should sit here peacefully now. When the matter with Captain Wei comes to an end, I will ask you to leave and I won't let you stay for a moment longer. Lin Caisang said. Cap2 Wei was a captor after all. In just half an hour, he had figured out everything about the Gong family without Lin Caisang asking questions. When he arrived at Lin Caisang's place, he saw that the man was still huddled in the corner. Mr. Gong was even more unhappy. Miss Lu, I have found out some things. I don't know if they are of any use to you. Just listen to it. Captain Wei glanced at Mr. Gong again before looking at Lin Caisang. Tell me, Mr. Wei, Lin Caisang said. This young Master Gong is really not a human being. Although he looks like a nice person from the outside, those around him know that their young master is a scoundrel. At this point, Captain Wei glanced at Mr. Gong again, and when he saw him opening his mouth to refute, he immediately stared with dark eyes, scaring him so much that he did not dare to speak. Why, does Mr. Gong think what I said is wrong? No, what Mr. Wei said, is correct, not wrong. Mr. Gong quickly shook his head. That's right, just stop using your foul mouth and educate your son to be such a virtuous person. Wei Cap-tu said unceremoniously. Miss Lu, according to what I learned from my interrogation of the servants, Mr. Gong has brought many young girls into his house. Among those who are still in the Gong house alone, not counting his first wife, there are 19 aunts. There are countless maids in the same house. This man didn't think about making progress every day, and he only had fun among women. It is said that he also had some special hobbies, and he killed many young girls. Those corpses were buried in Gong's mansion. In a dilapidated courtyard, my servants are now digging up the corpses according to the servants' instructions. When he mentioned the dead Mr. Gong, he secretly gritted his teeth. He didn't expect that there would be such a person in Hongling town. What corpses? Captain Wei, you must not listen to the nonsense of the servants in the house. Although my son has more wives and concubines, they are for the sake of prolonging his heirs. They are my Gong family's own business and have nothing to do with others. Mr. Gong's face turned pale, but he still tried to defend himself. Chapter 95 Where is the body? You are listening at novelfull.audio. He knew very well what kind of virtue his son had, but he had been hiding it all these years without letting outsiders discover anything. Anyway, he has a lot of money, so it is common sense to find more women to serve his son and give birth to more grandchildren to extend the line of heirs. It is impossible for others to say what they want. The most I can do is envy him for having a few more grandchildren. Fuck you, it has nothing to do with anyone else. Wei Cap-tu roared angrily at Mr. Gong. Do you think I didn't find out? That good son of yours has robbed many women. Although you have done a good job of hiding it, you only robbed the good-looking ones in many ravines. No one let outsiders find out, but do you really think that everyone doesn't know? Master Gong was speechless for a moment, lowering his head and not daring to say anything. I will definitely report this matter to the county magistrate. Mr. Gong, you should tell the county magistrate about your innocent remarks in the future. Captain Wei said again before looking at Lin Caisang. Miss Lu, these are of no use to you. I'm just angry. However, I did find out some things. According to Mr. Gong's personal maid, Mr. Gong happened to be in the police station not long before he got sick. A little girl came back. According to what they said, the little girl had pretty features and was very pleased with Mr. Gong, but the little girl didn't seem to be willing. She ran away several times secretly, but was always caught by the servants of the Gong family. Later, she became pregnant with Mr. Gong's child. Out of shame and anger, she cut her wrists and committed suicide. It's one corpse and 2 lives. Hearing this, Lin Caisang clenched his fist and knocked on the dilapidated earth wall, staring at Mr. Gong with scarlet eyes. Mr. Gong also knew that the matter was serious this time, and he did not dare to speak or even raise his head. I secretly regretted it in my heart. Anyway, there were so many grandsons in the family. Carrying on the family line would definitely not be a problem. If I had known about it, I would have killed that scoundrel directly. How could there be so many things happening? After 1 corpse and 2 lives, where is the corpse? Lin Caisang looked at Mr. Gong and asked coldly. This, how could I know this? I didn't even know about that evil boy. It was only after he died that I found out that he had done such a heartless thing. Mr. Gong immediately brushed himself off completely. Anyway, that scoundrel is dead, and there is no evidence to prove his death. He can say whatever he wants. You don't know, that's fine. Lin Caisang sneered and nodded, already expecting what Master Gong said. If such a big thing is discovered, no one in the Gong family can even think of running away, even if they are convicted of consecutive crimes. What's more, there is an old saying, it is the father's fault if he is raised or not taught. It can be seen that Mr. Gong's crime will not be light. Now that he completely denies it and says he didn't know, it can alleviate his guilt a little bit. Captain Wei. Don't worry, Miss Lu, I have ordered people to pick up those bodies, but it will still take some time. Captain Wei said immediately. Good. Lin Caisang nodded. Unexpectedly, the strange disease in the town has not been cured yet, and she has found out such a big scandal in the Gong family. Looking up, Master Gong's face is not easy to say. Such a scandal happened in his family, and Master Gong left dejectedly. Lin Caisang continued to work with the patients in the town, studying where the poison came from. Time passed very quickly, and it was dark in the blink of an eye. Humph, this guy named Lu is a bastard for daring to go against me. Chapter 96. I have to guard against it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the study room of the Gong family, Mr. Gong was furious at the moment. 8 female corpses had been found in the courtyard next to his evil son's yard. This was shocking for a business family like his and for Qianlin County. Case, maybe their whole family will be sent to prison, and they will never be able to stand up again. And all of this was caused by Lin Caisang. If she hadn't asked this and that, how could such a thing have happened? No one would have discovered the bones of those corpses. That's right, sir, that Mr. Lu is a troubled person. She treats her illness well. Why does it make our family like this? On the side, a middle-aged woman in luxurious clothes also agreed after listening to his words. From what I've seen, that Mr. Lu did it on purpose. Master, could it be that the other families didn't want you to dominate the town and deliberately invited Mr. Lu to deal with you? TSK, hiss. After hearing what the woman said, Mr. Gong suddenly gasped and felt that it was reasonable. Otherwise, why did Lin Caisang get into trouble with his Gong family? They had no grievances in the past and have been free of grievances recently. Maybe it was those old immortals who didn't like him and deliberately tried to trip him up. You mean, that woman did it on purpose? He looked at the woman and asked. That's right, didn't she do it on purpose or something? That when the woman heard that her master finally looked at her, she became even more excited, waving the handkerchief with a mean look on her face. Otherwise, why would she ask about our Gong family without asking anyone else's family? You must know that Dr. Lu is a strange face. If no one pointed out, how would she know about the Gong family, the Chen family, and the Li family? Master, this woman is definitely a scourge. We have to guard against it. This. Master Gong's face froze, feeling that this was exactly what he wanted. Lin Caisang had deliberately targeted him when she arrived. It was obviously intentional. If he was still so stupid and didn't fight back, wouldn't he be at her mercy? Then what should I do? Unable to make up his mind for a moment, he asked the woman. How about we send a few people to take her? The woman raised her hand, wiped her neck, and looked at Mr. Gong. Hiss. Master Gong gasped, shook his head, and then shook his head. No, even though that woman is targeting me everywhere, she is the one who unveiled the notice. If she dies, who will save the people in the town? Of course, treating the people is secondary. The most important thing is that those in his family must also be treated. Apart from him, there are few intact people in the Gong family. If he continues like this, are he going to have to watch everyone in his family die? To put it bluntly, he doesn't care about the people in his family, but if someone at home is sick and he can't get out, what if he gets infected? So nothing should happen to Lin Caisang. Master, I don't even know what to say about you. Do you really think that little girl can cure everyone in our town? Does she have that ability? The woman said again. I think that woman is just here to cause trouble. She doesn't understand medicine at all, and even if she does, she's only half experienced. Don't you see how virtuous she is? Master. This. Master Gong's heart was swaying from side to side, and he didn't know what to do. Master, please stop hesitating. If you continue to hesitate, our family will be doomed. Now it's just the third young master's matter that has been discovered. If you let Mr. Lu continue to act like this, then. Seeing that he was still hesitating, the woman added fuel to the fire. Halfway through her words, Mr. Lu understood everything. Chapter 97. The person who killed you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Besides, Lingya went out to find a miracle doctor. He will be back soon. When Lingya comes back, we will still need Dr. Lu, a woman who specializes in making troubles. If she dies, she will die. Hearing this, Mr. Gong's eyes sharpened and he finally made up his mind. You go down first and let me think about it carefully. Yes, I will retire. Seeing that her goal had been achieved, the woman retreated obediently. Under the dark moon and high wind, the man who was running directly stopped outside Hongling town, looked at the wall that was not too high, and jumped up. On the other side, Lin Caisang in the thatched hut was finally delivered to Captain Wei and a group of patients. They were able to have a moment of peace. They planned to rest for a while before studying the blood in the bowl. There was silence all around, except for the chill brought by the cold wind blowing across my cheeks. Call. She took out a sesame seed cake prepared by Lin Changfeng for her from among the golden beads, took out a bowl of water, and ate it slowly. She couldn't help muttering about this weird illness and what made her unable to do it. An incomprehensible poison, I can't figure it out, I can't even think about it. In fact, Lin Caisang didn't know much about poisons. As a descendant of a family of traditional Chinese medicine, she could tell at a glance who was poisoned, but when asked what kind of poison those people were poisoned and how to solve it, she was a little confused. After all, in modern times, the most you can do is to detoxify snake venom, scorpion venom, etc. Where did these messy poisons come from that she had never seen before? It almost blinded her. It was only after accepting this task that she deeply felt that her knowledge and understanding of medical skills was still not enough. At least she was really helpless when it came to poison. It doesn't matter. If you don't understand, just learn slowly. When the time comes, ask Yu Jing if there are any good jade books for me to read. She muttered a few words and took a bite of the sesame seed cake in her hand. Well, the sesame cakes made by Brother Changfeng are. While eating, I couldn't help but praise the biscuits that Lin Changfeng made for me. I can't say enough about the taste, it was so delicious. However, before he finished speaking, he felt a bunch of gray-white things scattering towards him. With quick eyesight and quick hands, she reached out and covered her mouth and nose with the mask she brought. When she looked at the sesame biscuit in her hand, she couldn't tell what it looked like. It had clearly turned into a poisonous biscuit. She was so angry that she was trembling all over as she looked at those people who were pointing knives at her fiercely. Who are you? That these people have eaten the heart of a bear, or have the courage of a leopard. I wonder if there are many people from the county government in Hongling town now, and they actually dare to attack her, a doctor who comes to treat illnesses and save people. You want everyone in Hongling town to die, right? Kill your people. That the leader, wearing a gray short shirt, covered his face, said something to Lin Caisang, then picked up the big knife in his hand and slashed at her. I go. Lin Caisang was startled, and nimbly dodged to the side, and directly hit the man's face with the sesame seed cake in his hand, covering his face with poison. The man immediately screamed, and he didn't know whether it was a hit. Even though I was poisoned, I was still frightened. She turned around and ran to the other side of the hayloft. Captain Wei, come and help. Even though she had fat arms and legs, she would still be at a disadvantage against these vicious people, so she could only cry out for help. What else can I do if I don't ask for help? It's not like those people have a knife in their hands. Besides, even if she is given a knife, she may not be a match for these people. It's better to escape. Chapter 98 The Impossible Person. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, Captain Wei didn't have nothing to do. He was busy with the corpse over there. Seeing that the leader had suffered a loss, the other masked men looked at each other and chased Lin Caisang with their big knives. They could ignore the others. As long as they chopped the fat woman in front of them to death, they would get one. A lot of money. This is definitely a good thing. Lin Caisang ran for a few seconds and felt a big knife slashing towards her back. She bent her waist and the big knife missed her a few inches away from her back. The next second, she decisively took out the silver needle bag she had obtained at Zhong's house, opened it, took out one, and shot it at the masked man closest to her. No one came to save her, so she had to save herself. she couldn't just wait here to be hacked to death, right? Ah, the masked man was pricked by a silver needle and screamed in pain. Damn, I shot it wrong. Lin Caisang cursed himself secretly. His accuracy was really bad. He obviously wanted to shoot the dizzy point on his head, but it turned out to be a painful point. But she didn't blame her. Who told this man to turn around without any problems? It really was none of her business. Little girl, stand still for me, I will chop you to death. Another masked man shouted angrily when he saw another companion fell in Lin Caisang's hands. Lin Caisang. You are about to chop me to death, but if I still stand and let you chop me, am I not a fool? However, she didn't have time to think too much about this. Two big knives were already slashing at her. Up and down, she could hardly even imagine how to hide. These people really wanted her life. She broke out in a cold sweat, and the sword was already in front of her. She was thinking about hiding in the Jinju space for a while, but unexpectedly. Two big hands appeared in the sky, and they caught the hands of the two masked men. With a twist of their backhand, they threw the two men away, making two sounds of heavy objects falling to the ground. Immediately afterwards, several muffled sounds were heard, and the masked men were all beaten so hard that they were piled on top of each other, making Lin Caisang dazzled. Are you okay? The next moment, a concerned voice sounded in his ears. Lin Caisang looked up and saw a person who could not possibly appear here, but appeared next to her. Mo. Brother Mo Lien, how could you, no. Who will tell her what is going on, why Mo Lien came here, and how happened to save her? Didn't he come here specifically to find her? What's going on? Miss Lu. Not far away, Captain Wei heard the noise and came over with several agents. After hearing the sound, Lin Caisang reacted and quickly took out a brand new mask and handed it to Mo Lien. Put it on quickly, don't let anyone see your appearance. She doesn't want her identity to be known to everyone because of Mo Lien. You know, Mo Lien walks around Qianlin County with prey and other things all day long. Wei Cap 2 might see him sometime. Got past him, Mo Lien took a deep look at her, took the mask and put it on her face like her. What's going on, Miss Lu, are you okay? Captain Wei rushed over, glanced at Mo Lien, then frowned and looked at the masked men stacked on top of each other like arhats, scared. Breaking into a cold sweat, are these people here to kill Miss Lu? It's nothing, it's just that some people don't want me to treat people in the town. Lin Caisang said lightly, walked over and pulled out his silver needle from the masked man who howled the loudest. Chapter 99 Come back with me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. TSK, these dogs. Captain Wei clicked his tongue and curse words came out of his mouth. Come here, take them all away, and let me find out where these people come from. As soon as he finished speaking, the masked men who were still wailing were quickly taken away. Only then did he turn around and look at Lin Caisang. Miss Lu, are you okay? It's okay. Fortunately, my friend came as scheduled. Otherwise, I, a weak woman, would really die in the hands of those desperados. Lin Caisang glanced at Mo Lien and calmly faced Wei. The head catcher said, in fact, the little Jojo in my heart has already been rubbed out. I have thought of 100 reasons, but I still can't figure out how Mo Lien knew she was here. He actually came here to look for her. Is he really that capable? Is this young master your friend? Wei Cap 2 looked at the silent Mo Lien, a little surprised. These two people are really mysterious. They don't know where they came from. The gates of Hongling town are obviously closed. How did they get in? Lin Caisang responded simply. Captain Wei, please find a place for me. I'm covered in poison powder and need to be cleaned up. What? Captain Wei was startled by her words. Then he saw the white layer of poisonous powder on her clothes and nodded quickly. Come back with me, this is not the place you should stay. When Lin Caisang dropped the towel and opened the door of the inn, she saw Mo Lien leaning on the pillar staring at her coldly, with some anger in her words. Go back. Lin Caisang raised his eyebrows and blinked. Are you sure you want me to leave behind so many patients? This is the life of a town. Besides, I don't care about human life or death, she has accepted the mission. If the mission fails, she will be punished, okay? Although I don't know what the specific punishment is, being punished by MagicalSpace is probably a very serious punishment, not to mention that she received a high-level mission, not a medium or low-level mission. Of course, you can't tell Mtlnovel about this. Xiao Sangzi, things here are not as simple as you think. Seeing that she was not afraid, Mtlnovel spoke again. How complicated can that be? Lin Caisang was even more disapproving. Those masked people didn't look like professionals. They must be someone who didn't like her and wanted to deal with her. And she had already guessed who that person was. She just ignored such villains. Little Sangzi, Mtlnovel was really pissed off by her. She had never seen someone so disobedient and always rushing into danger. I don't know how good your medical skills are, but you can see that you are in danger. This little danger is nothing. Just let Chief Wei send 2 people to protect me someday. Lin Caisang said. Mtlnovel took a deep breath. There was really nothing he could do to her. You promised Grandpa Lin that they would go back in 3 days. Do you think things here can be solved in 3 days? He asked, let alone 3 days, it is estimated that 30 days will not work. The water in Hongling town is a bit deep. If the disease is cured this time, it will come back again next time. Could it be that this girl will live here forever? Hearing this, Lin Caisang fell silent. Things here really can't be solved in 3 days, especially when Mtlnovel comes. She can't even go home in 3 days to report that she's safe, and it's impossible to enter the MagicalSpace. Maybe, after things here are over, we will have to walk home with Mtlnovel. Chapter 100. They all have a background. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Anyway, I won't go back now. What if I get the disease? If I go back now, won't I harm the people in the village? She looked at Mtlnovel and said seriously. You shouldn't have come. You are so stubborn. Mtlnovel had no way to deal with her. What else can I do? I can only spend the time here with her. Honglingzhen is really a bit troublesome. Just tell me what you want to do next, and I'll be with you. With him by his side, those who want to take advantage of Lin Caisang should stay away. At least, the situation like just now will not happen again. Real? Hearing his words, Lin Caisang's eyes lit up. Just now she saw Mtlnovel's skill and knocked down the masked men in just a few strokes. With him here, she didn't have to worry about anything anymore. Fake. Mtlnovel glared at her angrily. Brother Mtlnovel, you are so kind. With you here, I can work with peace of mind. Lin Caisang was happy in her heart, and she did not forget to make Mtlnovel happy. She was safe in Hongling town, but it all depends on Mtlnovel. As long as I know whether I'm good or not, you don't need to flatter me. Mtlnovel replied. Hey, Lin Caisang rubbed his hands and laughed awkwardly. By the way, Brother Mtlnovel, how did you know that I was here? How could you actually find me here? Isn't this a big deal? That she was confused when she saw him just now. She really didn't understand how he came and flew here with wings. Or can you still calculate that she is here? I heard from Changhong that you went to collect medicine outside the town. Mtlnovel just said this. Lin Caisang immediately understood. With Mtlnovel's ability, how could he not know how many medicinal materials could be dug in the mountains? Her words could only deceive her grandpa and grandma. By the way, what's going on with her eldest brother? Why is he always digging holes for his sister to jump into? You must talk to him properly when you go back. Come here, let me tell you about the things in Hongling town. Mtlnovel waved to her and entered the room prepared for Lin Caisang. Lin Caisang could only follow in, thinking to himself, does this Hongling town have any big background? She hadn't heard of it either. So, all the wealthy families in Hongling town have a background. After a long time, half of the sesame cake in Lin Caisang's hand was eaten, and the 2 sesame cakes he gave to Mtlnovel had been eaten and wiped clean by him rudely. She stared at him in surprise. According to what Mtlnovel said, there are still dark forces in Hongling Town, and several noble gentlemen are obviously or secretly related to those dark forces. Hongling Town was almost the same as Yuya Town more than 10 years ago. It has only become rich in the past 10 years. However, the only ones who are truly rich are a few families, but the people do not have enough to eat or wear. Most of them. Mtlnovel looked at her and said word by word. The current Hongling Town is comparable in size to Qianlin County. This matter has attracted the attention of the county magistrate. He has sent people to conduct secret investigations several times before to see what is strange about Hongling Town. Originally, it was not bad for a town to be richer, but this Hongling Town was really strange. It became rich for no reason. The people in the town did not have any special livelihood or career path. Could it be that the money they could spend did it fall from the sky?